So today's topic I have been given to discuss is necessity of Guru and method of approaching Guru. Oh, sorry. So today's topic is necessity of Guru and method of approaching Guru. So you all know what we are discussing is not something which is material, some theory which maybe I thought or someone else thought, not that kind of a thing. What we are discussing is what the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, said in the Bhagavad Gita. So actually we are trying to understand how do we apply the principles of Bhagavad Gita practically in our day-to-day life. So it's not simply theory. Last 3-4 weeks we have been discussing how that, this is not something, okay, some, some kind of mythology, maybe happened, maybe it didn't happen, something like that. This is more a real situation on the ground which a person faced, and fortunately for him, he had the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, giving him instructions specifically how to go about his how to manage his problems, how to deal with things, how to take decisions. These kind of things has been discussed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, we have been discussing very clearly as long as I was discussing, even the other speaker would have been discussing that how do we apply this in our life? Because it's not simply theoretical knowledge, okay, I'm bored, I've just come here to see something and go. But then, how do I use this knowledge which is available, given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So in this, one of the important aspects of understanding Bhagavad Gita is this necessity of Guru and method of approaching Guru. So we will discuss this. This goes back to the verse called in 4th chapter, 34th verse. This one has been highlighted by Krishna himself. Again, not invented by someone, it has been spoken by Krishna to Arjuna. And we will also see this logic, okay, this says like this, but how do I practically understand this? That we will see. Again, also based on what Krishna is saying, prior to coming to this conclusion, when he says you do this, why is saying that? Right, that's important. Sometimes when you say, okay, sir, this is all fine, but Krishna is saying this, but there are other ways of doing it. What logic? So the question is, he's giving the logic of why it is, why that needs to be understood. Let's try to understand that from that point of view. So this is Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. This is Krishna's direct answer to this question that what we saw. And the translation goes like this: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. Okay, so this seems to be a very plain statement, right? Okay, approach a self-realized. I see so many supposed to be self-realized persons all over the world, right? Not simply in Bangalore and India, all over the world there are so-called self-realized people. And what is the definition of self-realized? Nobody knows. Each one has his own definition of what is a self-realized. Right? If I ask, if there are 40 of you, each one of you will give we have tried that, right? I will ask something, what is your definition of this? Then you will say something, he will say something. Everything will have some truth. It's not that we are fools here sitting, everybody is intelligent. We have some amount of truth, but what exactly is the ultimate truth? Sometimes we miss out. So in this case also, so Krishna is not simply saying approach a self-realized soul. Many people use these things to give their own concoction, right? They will quote just this verse and then speak, and the people sitting there, wow, Krishna said self-realized soul, and here is the man talking about something. To me, he's a self-realized soul. That's it. They don't really understand or even explore, did Krishna mean what this fellow is saying? Because maybe I am in saffron, or I am acknowledged by the society as a guru, or maybe I am acknowledged by some, this mentality of what we call like this Pied Piper. Generally we give different example, but we all know this Pied Piper story, right? So that fellow went and every rat just followed each other rat, and they kept going like that. So like this, in this one also there is this similar stories. Generally they say this goat, no. When one goat goes, everybody will follow that. This is, you can see that one goat leads the way. And even you would have all been watching this this great migration and all that, no, in National Geography and stuff like that. So everybody will be waiting on the shore of that, what is that river? Where all these crocodiles are waiting. In Amazon, that river is called what? I forget the name. It's Nile, I think one of those. So they have to cross over to the other side of it. Thousands of these, what do you call, wildebeests, right? They are all assembled there. But they are not in a position, so they are not in a position to go over there. They are all waiting. One fellow will take the leap of faith. He will just jump in. Then you will see everybody jumps after one after that. Then there will be a big storm of wildebeest going over to the other side. Thousands, 20,000, 30,000, like that they will cross over. But that one guy, they are waiting for who is going to be that self-realized person who can actually show the way to go to the other side. Most probably that fellow will be caught by the crocodile waiting there. We don't know. But so like this today, we really don't have an understanding. But actually, if Krishna is saying that, we should also understand, if Krishna is saying this, then he should also actually have defined that what is that. Right? He doesn't leave anything for speculation, for people to imagine, oh, it could be like this. No. He is very clear in telling, I am saying this self-realized, I am also telling who is that person I am talking about. We will see that very clearly. All of you know this because in earlier classes I have done this, but now we are doing by topic, so I may go from back to front. Earlier we go from like first verse, second verse, third verse. Now I may 34, then I may go to 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, so that you can, what do you call, join the dots. So-called join the dots. So let's go to, maybe we'll read what Prabhupada has written once on this purport, then we can go into the clarity of why. So so as far as this is concerned, we have got the answer for the topic already, what Krishna is saying. Just to try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, okay, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Now what is Prabhupada saying? The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and the persons in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciples. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharmamstu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry argument cannot help lead one to the right path. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination of spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind towards the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. So this is what Prabhupada has given. So when we are talking here, it can be applied even in material world life, in material life also. How do we learn? Generally, how do we learn in material life? What's our experience? Sorry? By your experience. So you learn by experience. Okay. Anything else?
From learned ones, teachers.
From
Learned ones.
learned ones, teachers,
Parents.
parents. So why from parents?
Parents, we have grown around them. They have told us, molded us since childhood. What is life? Trusted songs.
So their
Their
experience, they have molded you. Okay, so they have molded you means what is the meaning? It's very interesting what you say. So I'm getting a little deeper into that. When you say they have molded me, what do you mean by that?
Since childhood, they have taught us what is right, what is wrong.
Okay, so
Confided in them.
so they have taught us what is right and wrong. And why do you believe they are right? Whatever they thought is right.
They also have learned that from them.
Okay, they have also learned that from their parents. Very interesting answer you are giving. Any other way they could have also learned?
Their personal
Experiences like this gentleman said, right? Some experiences. Anything else? Nice. Thank you very much. You were saying something.
we trust them, we believe in them.
We trust them, we believe in them. Sometimes trust can be dangerous. You know, I had put up a post, one of the thing 2 weeks back, where there are two people, one each hugging each other. The other guy, one guy who's hugging the other one has 3 arrows in his back. So I was asking, what do you understand from this picture? So many people said different things, but one of the thoughts there was, this guy is being shot by that guy. He's got these 3 arrows shot at him, but he doesn't know who did it, and he's even going to the same person who saved him. Who shot him, and thinking he's his savior, and he's hugging him. And I was saying this is happening in our material life without knowing. We think so many people are our friends or our trusted advisors, but actually we find they backstab us. Correct? Do we have such experiences? We lose in terms of money, in terms of relationships, in terms of so many other trust getting eroded, right? I expect something in this relationship and something else happened, and this is bigly devastated me. That people have even gone to commit suicide after such experiences. So that's why I said this trust is nice, but we need to know, how do I trust? What is that which made me trust that person? Is that ground which this thought is the correct ground is correct, or is it quicksand? Am I getting sucked into that? So these are things which we should know and not just simply speculate, right? So, okay, we'll continue with that knowledge. So there were other ways of learning. So someone said teacher, someone experienced, someone from parents, and that also their experiences, their parents told. All of these things are coming nicely. Anything else? Okay. From books. Again, when we say books, what is the thought process? Moral stories. Yeah, granthas, pictures. I'm talking generally material knowledge, not spiritual knowledge. Moral stories. Again,
We believe that author knows it.
so the thing is, that book is written by someone, and we expect that person knows better, or whatever, he is supposed to be a guru, right? Then we try to learn from that. And what is our mood when we learn from whatever, like either from parents or from our own experiences, or from some author or some teacher? Generally, what's our mood towards such persons? Complete trust, yes. Not always, but yeah, we do trust, right? Otherwise, why would you read that book, or why would you listen to the parent unless you trust? Nice. Anything else?
But sometimes there's a confusion also, doubt that.
Yeah, so sometimes you second guess that. Okay, yeah, you say, yeah, maybe, let me think, I will find another way. Maybe there is some truth in what you're saying, but I need to go deeper. That's there. But what is the mood towards such persons? So, like, that book is written by XYZ, and you are reading that. So, what do you feel towards that person? How is your how do you see that whole person or master? How is your behavior towards such person? Huh? We have respect for them. We have respect for them. Anything else? We are devoted to them. So different ways of putting it, saying that we respect them. Yeah, so in material life also, we actually look at them from a higher, they see them as being on a higher pedestal. Why would you respect? Because we feel they have that knowledge, and I am taking it from you, so I feel that gratitude. Right? This is that faithfulness or whatever. We feel gratitude. Yeah, I've learned this from him. So, and even the best example is the school teachers. Right? Today you will see so many big personality. They have become great industrialists, great judges. But when that 5th standard, 6th standard teacher comes in front of that person, he immediately gets up and somewhere may even touch their feet and then, I was saying somewhere else, this Sudha Murthy and Narayana Murthy, they were there in a TV show. So they make the people sit and talk, and suddenly without telling them they're one of the school teacher, they do some research, find out and bring them there. They are sitting in a very high stool like this Sudha Murthy, Narayana Murthy. And then suddenly when the teacher comes, immediately they jump down and then touch their feet. And they have achieved in their life. But this person is only a 5th standard teacher. Beyond a point, is still a 5th standard teacher. But the respect they have for that person is so high. So why I am saying is this: when you seek to get knowledge, we actually respect them. And like this gentleman said, your name? Mark. Okay, Mark. I remember you had come with your family. Yes. So when we respect, then that's why the other thing happens. Like I said, sometimes our trust is eroded. Someone also says, so this is relative. This is relative, right? But at the same time, spiritual knowledge is slightly different. How do you take this knowledge? Because here it's always relative. Sometimes we take it at, like she said, completely devoted. She said that. But not everybody is really so devoted in material knowledge. And like he said, I may second guess what they said, because I sometimes take it as their opinion. Right? So that is always there. But here what Krishna is saying is, inquire from him submissively. So if you get into a spiritual class and if your mood is challenging, I am saying something, let's say, and you say, no, why it has to be like this? I don't think I should be like this. That's a way of putting it. The other way is saying, sir, you are saying like this, but somehow my mind is not able to wrap around what you are saying. Can you explain better? That is another way of putting it. You see, the first one is actually challenging. Trying to say, I know better. What do you think? You think you know everything, but I know better. The second one is, you are saying something, I still don't understand, but can you elaborate? I am open to understanding what you are saying, but please explain better. The second one is better from a spiritual perspective. Many a times people say that, yeah, I know what this fellow. Then why are you sitting here? Why are you wasting your time? And of course the other fellow's time also. Better go. At least see, we know this, but at least we try to see the other person's perspective. Sometimes, like what I told the 2 weeks back also, I am not going to speak anything which none of you know. And particularly when I have already done all these slokas earlier in the same place. So all my audience, whoever were there, I can see most of them are here. So they know the subject matter. It's not like I don't know. So now here in these sessions, the new methodology is we sit and introspect between ourselves. There it's a one-way monologue. Here it is dialogue. And we are able to think through, even though we know a lot of this stuff. So the point here is this inquiry has to be in a mood of submissiveness. I may know, but I will still try to understand better, because that fellow seems to be given an opportunity to sit in the Vyasasana and speak. Maybe he can give it in a way I can appreciate it better. At least that much of minimum submission is required. That's Krishna's words. And he's also saying, rendered service unto him. Okay, this is the spiritual, not here, I'm saying, but here also, I'm not for me, maybe to some other people you can do. Like as soon as I set up the laptop, he came running, set it up and all that, right? So that's mood is service. Of course, here it is completely serving the Lord. I'm also serving, he's also serving, you're also serving by even listening. But at the end of the day, the mood is service. So serving and having this mood of submissiveness are very important for spiritual understanding. Now let's come to the main topic of approaching a spiritual master. How do you understand who is a spiritual master? Now you go in Kumbh Mela, there are thousands and thousands of sadhus. Right? Today, wherever you turn around, there is only a sadhu. Right? Or aspiring sadhus. Like when we go to Kumbh Mela, then we are also aspiring. Otherwise, our mood is like that, right? I want to go there to get spiritual realization. I'm going, so I'm an aspiring sadhu. But then that is the fact. We see so many of them there. So now, how do we know who is that person amongst them who is self-realized? Who is going to define that for you and me? Otherwise, I may go into a big trip. And even as we are thinking, our mind is still not, will trying to give a definition of, actually, according to me, sir, this is a self-realized person. Every one of us have our own definition. So now, how do we understand that? For that, let me go to give the background to the first verse in this one. Then we will get a good understanding. Can someone read this translation, please?
Personality of God and Lord Krishna said, I instructed these imperishable signs of yoga to the sun god Vidura and Vidura instructed the father of mankind, and Madhu in the instructed to Ishwar.
Yeah. So what is this saying? I instructed this imperishable science of yoga. Whatever the Lord is speaking in the entire Bhagavad Gita, he is referring to that. I instructed this yoga. Yoga means union of what? Union? Union towards God. Someone said something else. Huh? Jivatma and Paramatma what? Union. 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 Okay, union between Jivatma and Paramatma. And you said to? Okay. So basically yoga means to connect. Correct? Connect what? That's the bigger question. Connect the Jivatma and Paramatma. That means we need to connect to the Lord. We are Jivatma, the Lord is Paramatma. So the connection happens through this process called yoga. So yoga is simply one of the, just like I had to come from my house to this place, there is one route I followed, but he says there is a better route to come. I was thinking today by traffic jam was there, I said I should have listened to him. He said listen to him means I didn't actually take that exact route. I was thinking if I had followed, maybe I would have come to that correct route. I would have come to 5-10 minutes earlier possibly. So, but this is just a route. But what was my aim? To come to Jagannath. Not to roam around, find a way. That is just one of the method by which I can come to Jagannath. So, when we say yoga, there are many methods. Yoga, right? Krishna himself has spoken about karma yoga, dhyana yoga, bhakti yoga, all of these things. Ashtanga yoga, whatever. But this yoga is actually to connect to the Lord, connect the Jivatma with the Paramatma. And since we are Jivatma, we are trying to connect to the Paramatma. Now, and he's saying this imperishable science, how to connect to the Lord is the science, not theory. Why is he using the word science? And science means, we can, many places Krishna is using Vijnanam. Jnanam Vijnana Sagitam is saying elsewhere. Jnanam Vijnana Sagitam. What is Jnanam and what is Vijnanam? Let's talk one. Jnanam means what? Knowledge. Then what is Vijnanam? Science. Someone said? Someone said some application. Application of? Knowledge. So that is why when you say science, it gains more value. We read in a book, right, and we understand. We have all done this in our schools, 11th, 12th, 10th. We have studied in the science book. Then what do? You go to the laboratory and try to practically apply that what you learnt, and then you see, but experience, I am able to actually do that. That is science. That is the thin line. Knowledge is theoretical, but realized knowledge is science. That means I have tested that whatever theory was understood and I got the result. Therefore it is thing. So Krishna uses the word jnanam vijnana sagitam. That means he is saying this science, what I am telling you, this whatever knowledge I am giving is actually science, not simply knowledge. So in that context, let us see. So he says, this is imperishable. So many people say, sir, this is all not applicable for now, sir. We are now in AI times. Right? We are in AI times. You are talking about dinosaur time. Right? But then why is he using the word imperishable? This has already stood the test of time. Correct? We are still, even in AI time, there are 20 of us who are interested in this science. Right? Therefore, this is imperishable. But actually these 20 are most intelligent. If they understand, wow, I know where the secret is. I would rather go there than not get misled by some AI which gives me false information. Right? So, yeah. So this imperishable science, Krishna is saying, I have actually taught this. And he says, what is he saying? I taught this to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed to Ikshvaku. Why does he have to say this? I simply stop there, no. Huh? To say how the knowledge actually came further down. Right? Otherwise you would have stopped at, this is science, I told this to so and so, there ends the matter. Now, so how does it really, so who is a spiritual master is our question. And how do we interact with them? That's the topic today. Who is the spiritual master is, first Krishna is saying, I gave the science and I told to so and so told to so and so it's going on. Now let's see next verse. I'm not going to the purport. Prabhupadas, if you find you should find time to read this later. Go home and read this purport what Prabhupadas written. Can someone read this translation, please?
This supreme science was thus received through the chain of discipline succession, and the saintly is understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be.
You understand? So knowledge, Krishna says, I am the source of that knowledge. Correct? The reference he elsewhere says, Vedescha sarver ahamyeva vedyaha. Through all the Vedic knowledge, what are you supposed to know? Aham, me. Vedescha sarver. From all the Vedic knowledge, Veda means knowledge. Veda means knowledge. Through that knowledge, what you are supposed to know? Vedescha sarver aham. Sarver means of all the Vedic thing. Aham means me. Aham yeva. Yeva means what? Only. Exclusively. Aham yeva. No me, he could have said. He said only me. Aham yeva vedyaha. Veda means knowledge. So through that Veda knowledge, what you are supposed to know is only me. So now in this context, that knowledge was given by that person who is the complete knowledge, and he is actually given it to these people. And he is saying, this science was thus received in the disciplic succession. And the saintly kings understood it in that way. And in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. That means, when Krishna gave this message, the next person who received it also exactly communicated in the same manner in which it should be understood. And he instructed it to another person who understood, it keeps coming. But he also says, but then, somewhere in between there will be so many very intelligent persons who will try to speculate and they will twist what I said. Right? Have you experienced something like this in communication? You say something and finally it becomes something else. Oh, I never said like that. How many of us have this recollection? Oh, I never said like that. He went and told like that. Sometimes intentionally he says, but even otherwise, when you talk about scriptural, this one, people, how many people have written Bhagavad Gita, Bhashya, that means commentary. Everything is oriented towards what they wanted to use Bhagavad Gita for, and then they have propagated their message using Krishna as they say, no shooting from your shoulder. If I say something, nobody will care. If I say Krishna said it, people will care. So, I don't want to take names. Very big names are there. I don't want to, and he's recording my class also. So, I don't want to, but you can all imagine, there are many great politicians who have given commentary on Bhagavad Gita. But Prabhupada used to call out everybody. He will say, so and so wrote like this. And you see how cheating this is. I can't say that because Prabhupada is very qualified to say such things. I can't say that. Or at least I'm choosing not to say that today. I don't want to lose my mood with such things. But the fact is, people give wrong interpretation. And when wrong interpretation happens, then that science is lost. You understand? So, now let's look at what is the next one. Then he says, anyone else who has not read? One lady can read. You read last? Okay, so you read next one, another lady.
That very ancient science of the relationship to the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental history of the science.
Okay, so here Krishna is saying this imperishable knowledge, it's lost, and therefore now I have come to give it again, re-established that yoga to you. And why did I choose you? No speculation. He is saying why I chose you. He is saying because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of the science. From this, what is that corollary or converse? What is science students are there? Tell me what is the meaning. From this, what you can derive? This last one. You are my devotee as well as my friend. From here, and therefore understand the transcendental mystery of the science. If you have to derive something from there, what can you say? Against.
The mood in God, you wanted to understand this is devotee and friend.
Okay. From this you can arrive at one more thing to say how you will not get it. What is that? That's why I said corollary. If you are not a devotee and
Not a friend.
you have to say both because Krishna said both. You are not a devotee and a friend, you cannot understand this. So why are people not coming here? That is the problem. I am not a devotee, I am not a friend. So I will never understand Bhagavad Gita. We need to, if you really focused and see, if this is the qualification to understand Bhagavad Gita. So many people want to understand Bhagavad Gita, but if you miss how to understand that, if that is not there, then how will you understand? How? All over the world, people say, sir, I want to understand Bhagavad Gita. But they don't want to actually understand Bhagavad Gita in the mood of devotion. You will never understand that. They think I am not able to teach. Right? You people, someone complicates it, then I will go and think. So if you want to be cheated, you will get a cheater. That is Krishna's arrangement. But Krishna is giving the qualification. Why to speculate? You want to understand Bhagavad Gita, simply understand it with the mood of friendship and devotee. Right? Theoretically at least. Theoretically, right? First time I have come to this class, sir, you are talking big things. I am not a devotee. How I can suddenly, artificially become a devotee? I am not saying that. At least here the Lord is there. We have come inside the temple. We look at Him as God. Right? God means I am praying to you. I am a devotee. I am a devotee. Then I am favorable to you. I don't want to challenge you whatever you are saying. At least I am open to what you are saying. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking. I am open to listening to what you are saying. That's all I am saying. To begin with, But as you are able to understand better, then you will become completely surrendered to the Lord. That's another story. But minimum qualification is try to understand it thinking, oh, here is the Lord spoken. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Lord, not by some mythological character. Second, and I will be favorable to this person who was, I will not challenge everything he is saying. Oh, according to me, this is what it is. Why according to me is coming? Because I am envious of you. I tell something, immediately you say, sir, according to me, this is what it is. Then what is the meaning? You are envious of me that you want to put your point ahead of my point. Otherwise, you will say, yes, I understand, I agree. Then you are favorable. Otherwise, you are trying to make a point that, I know better. The minute you say, according to me, when someone else is saying something, I am trying to prove to you that, hold on, boss, I have something better to say. That mode is not going to take us anywhere, at least from Bhagavad Gita point of view. Neither do we argue with our teachers. In your science class, will you argue? Is there anything to argue? You have to accept what he's saying, right? Here also there's nothing to argue, you just accept. Okay, now let's go to the next one. So these things be very clear in our head. Should be very clear in that. Otherwise, I will miss out on the entire, I may go through, there are people who will chant Bhagavad Gita from last verse to first verse. That is not the qualification. Qualification is, I am a friend and a devotee. And Krishna is saying, you as well learn only from me. And that is why I have taken the pain to teach XYZ, who taught to XYZ, is gone done. But the minute it is last, don't read Bhagavad Gita anymore. Because it is all concocted. You wait till I come back and give it in, again establish a new faculty to teach this message. Very clear right up to now? The alarm. Okay. Next translation. Anyone? Mataji's?
Arjuna said, somewhat because in senior level. How am I to understand that? In the beginning, you instructed yourself to.
So this is a practical example of how to ask that inquiry from that senior person. Neenu nanu onde vayasu sumne kada bidutta idya neenu. Kannada I was speaking, saying you both are the same age, you are just simply reeling here where you spoke to Vivasvana. What big joke. That is one way of saying. The other way is, you and I are same age, how can I understand that you spoke this too? Right? It's very submissively asking. So, see, these things, everything is there. We only need to open our mind and heart to see how we should also behave. We just 2 minutes back we talked about, right, how do we make the inquiry? Exactly is using the word. How am I to understand in the beginning? I don't understand. To my mind it looks like, we are both same age. How you are saying, I went and told Vivaswan. But I am not able to understand. Please enlighten me. That mode. Okay, this next one will be like, okay, this is the distinction between the Bhagavan and Paramatma and the Jivatma. Someone can read this.
The personality of Godhead said many words, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot lose the fear of them.
So now this differentiates between Jivatma and Paramatma. Right? Jivatma is very limited. I don't even remember what I ate last week. Why? Even day before what I ate, I forgot. But Krishna can remember what you offered him last Monday. Whether you offered flower, which flower, how many flowers you offered, everything he will remember. Not why last Monday. Last Janma, who were you and what were you doing? Perfectly, he knows everything. Not just about one person, he knows about every Tom, Dick and Harry, every creature in the world, he knows. And he's declaring it here to him. Yeah, you may think we are both same age. Of course we are, because I am eternal, you are also eternal. None of us will die. Body will die, we will not die. But I remember all, you don't remember all, therefore you are limited, I am unlimited. This is the difference. Then he says, I will now stop here from in terms of going. So the point that I wanted to make is, so the knowledge has to be gathered from Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and then it has to be accepted in the disciplic succession. And wherever it is broken, we should look for where Krishna re-established that relationship. And from that parampara you should listen. Evam parampara praptam imam raja. Parampara is disciplic succession. As long as it is not concocted, as long as it is just twisted by someone else, we should be able to take it correctly. Then that knowledge is perfect. Why only Krishna has to give? Why not I? I the author, right? I the author. Why I can't give that knowledge? Because I have got 4 defects. I means every living entity has got 4. Maybe I have more, you all have less. But minimum 4 we will have. What are those 4? Someone can remember any of those defects?
Senses.
Huh?
Our senses.
Our senses are imperfect. How many of you say my senses are all perfect? Right? That's why I am wearing glasses. But those who say, oh, I am not wearing glasses. Right? So then you are seeing the moon. So you tell me how big it is. You can't say. You are seeing, right? Why you can't say? Okay, now you are in the evening. I switch off the light. Then where are you, sir? Why are you? You have got beautiful eyes, no? So senses are imperfect. No, sir, I have got a telescope and I have also got a microscope. I am extending my eyes this way and that way. How far still can you see? That is also limited. Correct? So all senses are limited. Then second, propensity to commit mistakes. Is there anyone in the world who has not committed mistakes? In fact, our, the so-called philosophers say something else differently. What they say? Mistake is your stepping stone to success, something like that. Failure is stepping stone to success, which is basically mistakes, Baba. I make mistakes, then I will succeed one day. So it is accepted that everybody should make mistakes. Then how will your knowledge, whatever you are giving, going to be correct? If you are already accepting, I am prone to making mistakes, how can you give me correct knowledge? But still we believe, no? Hey, wait, I will tell you how it is. When we are speaking, hey, wait, I know, I will tell you. I am imperfect, my senses are imperfect, I have a propensity to commit mistakes, and by that process I am cheating people. Propensity to cheat is also part of our DNA. Not intentionally to rob or do one thing, but even without knowingly we cheat. We many a time say something which we believe is correct, it is not maybe really correct. But I believe, but that is still cheating, right? You understand? Propensity to cheat is there. Then last one, all Jivatma can be illusioned. Right? How many of us watch movies? What do you see there? Huh? Acting you are seeing. She is saying illusion. What else is? Who is seeing what? Huh? You are seeing entertainment there. I asked what you are seeing. Character you are seeing. Huh? Fantasy depiction. I am seeing a wall there. Or a screen there. That means, in that screen some illusion has been put and I am getting fantasy, I am getting extra entertainment, I am getting everything. But actually, vastavavahi nododiyeno. Screen. So that means, okay, this is, I just took it for in a very humorous way. Look at the other case. How many, we know, right? If you go to the, the desert. In desert, what do you see? Generally, many people, oasis. But many a times that oasis is not there. What do they call that? Mirage. Even when you drive on a highway, suddenly you see water there. Suddenly you get ready to brake. Then when you get nearer, there is nothing. It is all burning heat. That means our tendency, is it not happening only to me? Every human being will be disillusioned. So if you are disillusioned, how you can give me good knowledge? Your knowledge is also disillusioned. You are disillusioned and you are trying to give me more disillusion. So knowledge means should be taken from the perfect source. Understand? Many people claim, I'm Guru. Oh Guru, how did you get knowledge? I was sitting somewhere, suddenly I got this realization. Have you heard like this? Okay, good. And why do you believe such people? Because I sit somewhere and I suddenly think something and I got this knowledge. Why? Now that is your speculation. Why I will have to take risk in believing what you are saying? I'm not disbelieving that you got something in your head. I am trying to say, but whatever you got in your head may not be the right thing. Right? So, how that knowledge has to come is from Krishna down in the disciplic succession. Correct? See, this is the most important thing. Now the question comes therefore, okay, you are saying this, but there are many people who are also claiming I have learnt it from Krishna. So go and ask. Don't simply speculate. Ask them, what is your parampara? Who's your spiritual master? Who's his spiritual master? Who's his spiritual master? Go on till it actually goes to Krishna. Krishna means not the one, the form that we are seeing, particularly in Arjuna's case. The incarnation of Krishna. Like when Rama comes and teaches something, that is perfect. Because he's not got any imperfection. When Narasimhadev comes and says something, that is not out of illusion. You understand? So the source is the Supreme Lord, and you should be able to take it from the parampara. There are actually 4 paramparas if you really look at it, at least from Vaishnava philosophy. What are they? Sri Sampradaya. You have heard this name? The original teacher is Lakshmi. Lakshmi is Mrs. Vishnu. Lakshmi. Other one is Brahma. Brahma Madhva. That line. Brahma. Then other one is Lord Shiva. Rudra Sampradaya, it is called. Rudra Sampradaya. First one is Sri Sampradaya. Second is Brahma Madhva Sampradaya. Third one is Rudra Sampradaya. Fourth, the 4 Kumaras. These 4 are sons of Brahma. Another day I will talk about these 4 personalities. Sorry? You said something? Yeah. Not the 4 Vedas, 4 Kumaras. They are basically sons of Brahma, 4 personalities. They were only this much. They didn't go over the age of 5 years. They remained that age only physically, even when they are 100, 200 years old. There's a story behind that. Another day, I don't have time. He's already looking at me. Hindi class will start. So I will have to move forward. So these are the 4 paramparas in which. So the Lord actually chooses to come in one of these paramparas and then. So ours is what parampara? Brahma. So Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya parampara. We are Gaudiya parampara, which is an offshoot of Madhva Sampradaya. And Madhva's parent is, that Sampradaya line is Brahma. Brahma is the actually first living being, and from him the whole knowledge came, and Krishna personally instructed to him. When he started to create, he heard the voice Tapa, Tapa, he heard. And then he started doing penance for thousands of his lifetime. And then the Lord actually gave him this knowledge. This knowledge, like Arjuna, he taught him this. And from Brahma, this line is coming. So, we should take this knowledge from these paramparas only, not from startups. Startups are good for material life. For AA, it is good. For something else, good means relatively good. Because even today, people don't know what is AA going to do. People say, what is your biggest concern? The biggest scientist, biggest presidents, I am worried what AI will do. Right? Have you heard such things? They don't even know what's happening, but they're excited about it. This is the foolishness of our leaders. You really don't know, no. Tomorrow, if it destroys the world, what will you do? If you're a leader, you should know how to, you should have a clear plan. But you don't even know, you are just going with chance. Okay, chalta hai, dekhenge, kya karenge, kya hoga. Then you are a leader. Where is your vision? But anyway, I don't want to go there. I also work for a software company. So, better not to talk about such things. We'll talk about what is the real thing. So, the point is where was I? The parampara and the four Kumaras, parampara. Okay. I was trying to get the thought why I was saying what about A. Okay, anyway. Sorry? Tapa. Okay, so he actually got, we should not speculate. So this thing is actually coming from the source and you just take it as it is and then pass it on to down the Lord. And so Brahma is one person who heard from the Lord and then he gave it down the line. And in that line came Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna. But today also many people are claiming, I am God. Now there also how do you find out? So another day we will talk why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. Because again no speculation. Everything is very clear. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave this science. He stressed on Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. These two things very clearly he stressed. You learn that knowledge from. And of course he instructed Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Then they further elaborated this, whatever they learned from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, disciples, that succession is coming down now. If you see our Bhagavad Gita, I don't have a copy here. How many of you have seen the initial first few pages? The parampara is given. Right? Krishna, Vedavyas, then it comes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the line. Because he is coming in the Brahma Sampradaya parampara. So Krishna himself taking only that parampara. He is not going elsewhere. He is coming, I am coming back in the same parampara. And he is giving. And then from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the X1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till our Srila Prabhupada. And this Prabhupada is only written this purport. That's why he has written Bhagavad Gita as it is. Nobody has written their book called Bhagavad Gita as it is. That as it is to stress on this point. Don't concoct, don't change anything what Krishna said. Then that parampara is lost. So don't try to change anything. This is the matter. Time is over. So the second bell has rung. So anyway, first bell I rang, second bell he rang. Okay, I will finish it here. Any questions? Quickly, one or two questions. Was it okay today? Whatever you have got the clarity of point wise. Who is a guru and how do we understand from them? We understand submissively and serving. So our mood here, whenever, not here, anywhere, our mood should be how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? Not how can I be served? How I can serve. That mood is very important. Otherwise, we will not understand Bhagavad Gita. Okay, I stop here. Any questions quickly? Yes, bro.
My question is, even after we have validated that the guru we have approached has a piece for them, how do we verify that the correct knowledge is?
Very good. So you also have to read a bit of what the Acharya is saying first to start with, and then you examine whoever you are thinking I should take a guru. Not simply, that's why, see, he says no, you serve but also inquire. You inquire and try to understand whether he is speaking the same language. There's a bigger answer actually. So we have something called a Siksha process. That means you start learning from Prabhupada first. Because Prabhupada is established, no question about it. Then subsequently, amongst the Prabhupada's disciples, when I have to choose, I have to hear from everyone and I also read Prabhupada simultaneously. Right? And there are, as many people are there as the different moods are there. And which mode is you are able to relate amongst the Prabhupada disciples who are authorized to, who are self-realized? That is the other question, right? Learn it from a self-realized person. That at least we have this thing that there is the GBC which authorizes so and so can initiate. So we take. But amongst them who? That question comes, then I need to try to hear from him. Hear from him and see whether I am able to relate it to his style of doing whatever is doing. That is the first requirement. Not simply because I told you will take initiation from that person. You have to understand how that person's nature is my nature, how it is working. That is there. Then there is a period of 6 months where we are supposed to understand each other. Just like in a marriage, right? You talk to the girl, you find like this, even in a spiritual relationship, I need to understand my guru. We call it a period of gestation, shelter. So I say, after Prabhupada Shreya, I take 6 months to decide who is my guru. I listen to all the candidates, so-called candidates, guru candidates. I mean, I should not say these words, not like this, it's in a submissive way. I should actually find out, hear from this realized source, and Krishna will actually show you the guru. You will not find the guru. Krishna will show you the guru. This is another bigger topic. But understand that. First you do the basics right. Then Krishna will automatically identify this is your guru. And then we inquire from them. After we do that inquiry, once I take initiation, I surrender. After that, no more speculating. I simply do whatever he says. Arjuna did whatever Krishna said. We have to do what he says. And he will not do anything negative for us. That trust has to be there. Another day we will discuss this very important topic. Hare Krishna. I will stop here. Was it somewhat okay for you last?
Hare Krishna. So, we should thank His Vidura Madhav by chanting one round of Hare Krishna mantra or reciting the song. Very important topic. How to do. So, let's chant one mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. And please speak to me.